Hey everyone, Michelle here from Scrappy Soul Sister, and I am participating today in the online crop challenge from my little scrapbook store as a guest designer. So, very excited to put this paper together and participate in this hop. Now, all the directions for participating in the challenge will be in the description, as well as the links for the designers that are participating. And I just think this is a great way to celebrate International Scrapbook Day, as you can kind of do it on your own pace. And knowing there's a lot going on today, you can make International Scrapbook Day last and spread. It can be, a week or longer, because we'll give you plenty of time to submit your layouts for each challenge in the Facebook group there for my little scrapbook store, and I will have that in the description as well. So my challenge is to choose a supply that you want to use in 3 different ways. And so I am doing washi tape and washi sheets, because I am using the 49 and Market Wanderlust collection. And so I really love their washi sheets. I think they are, just like most or all things 49 and Market, they're just great quality and they stick really well. And so that is what I'm going to use. And just to talk through one of my ways I'm going to use it right off the bat, I have these Tim Holtz little edge dies, and these come with an alphabet as well. And I believe they were in the shop at one time, and so if they're still there, I will link these as well. But I'm just going to take this one and put some washi tape, probably this stripe, on a white piece of cardstock and create a trim with it, because there's lots of like zigzaggy types of elements in this kit, and so I just wanted to bring in one more. So that's one piece that I just wanted to talk through, as I don't want you to have to watch me die cut. And yeah, so let's get on with the layout, and be sure to ask any questions you might have about the hop. I would be happy to answer them for you. So let's get to the layout. So you can see I have made some selections. So I found this frame in the ephemera kit, and so I cut part of it off and attached it to the left, and then the main portion is going to be there to the right, where my main embellishment cluster is going to go. I really love this background paper, so I'm using this for this layout, and I have already backed my photo with some mats and that zigzag uh, bit that I created with the washi bits. So all that is done. I'm really liking how this is going for the most part. I'm not sure about that little frame bit to the left. I'm going to try to work it in, but that is going to change. I love this photo of my friend Paula and her husband in Amsterdam. And so, yeah, so far I like where this is going. So let's take a look at a couple different ways you can use washi tape. So this is my second tip, which is the most obvious. Just use it as accents on different embellishment pieces or clusters that you might have in your layout. So easy peasy. And then my third suggestion is, if you are going to have your background on a frame like I do, you see I cut down the main background piece and have put white paper behind it. Lots of times I will use washi tape along that outside border, so you can't see any white, you just see the washi tape. Now, I looked for washi tape that would match this layout, uh, and the ones that I had kept ripping because they're a little too old. So use your washi tape before it starts becoming gummy and gluing to the roll. That's my piece of advice. So instead, I just use these two strips along the top and the bottom, and that worked out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and start building some embellishment clusters. I created a tag from the cardstock, one of the cardstock pieces, and I'm using some luggage, a globe, some of the florals that come in the kit. I've dyed off my tag with a piece of waxed thread, and I'm going to use that word phrase down in between the picture and the embellishment cluster. So we are coming up to my fourth use of washi tape, which is to use uh, another embellishment as a vehicle to move your washi tape around. So there's lots of times where you might have somewhere that you're thinking about putting it, but then you put it down and it is tapey, and so you're always having to lift it up. If you have some embellishments that you don't think you're going to use, you can cover that with your little washi tape or strips, and then that gives you something to hold on to when you're moving them around, and it keeps your washi tape from sticking. And yeah, it makes it really easy to move it around. And so whether it is an element that has sticky on it, and you can just use some powder tape, and then you'll just have to, add adhesive again when you are ready to make a decision as far as where it's going. So I am going to go ahead and build this other embellishment cluster. So that tag was in the kit. The journaling block there was part of the 3x4 cut apart sheet, and the planes are part of the laser cut elements, as is the compass with the florals. I love this little word sentiment, and so that little cluster is coming together really quickly. And as you can see, I'm just doing the two elements and then going to try to tie them together a little bit. You don't always have to do things in threes. If you do things in threes, you're kind of guaranteed success. But if you feel like doing something a little different, then you know do something different and stretch your creative brain. So adding just a few other little pieces here and there. Going to use this explorer word as my title. So got some adhesive on that, sticking it down. And I am also going to use these blue flowers. I can't remember if I talked about them in the beginning, but they are also 49 at Market. I got those in the Christmas in July sale last year at my little scrapbook store. So time to use more of those. And there I have decided where my first little washi tape strip is going to go, down there at the bottom with that word strip on it. And then I'm going to use the other one up at the top and find a word to go on that as well. So I know my clusters tend to be a little larger than what others might do. And so you don't have to do something like this on every layout or any layout. Do what feels good to you, or do it on something that is special and you want it to look different than other layouts that you've done. But no rules, right? So just have fun, and it's just a good way to use up your product, because 49er Market tends to have a lot of embellishments, and so it's nice to be able to get them all onto pages before you run out of your um, uh, cardstock or pattern paper that you got with your kit. So I am going to use a little airplane twirly with the heart there to tie these two blocks together. And so I might look at a couple different areas where I'm going to place it, but it is going to end up where you saw it originally. And I am going to use my ball tool to adhere that. I find that's just the easiest tool to use, as far as it applies really well, but it also doesn't get caught up in other elements on your page, and you can get underneath things if you need to. So yeah, so there is that. And I think I'm getting somewhat close to the end. I am going to take a look at some of the enamel pieces and add a couple little geo symbols to my clusters. And then I'm going to look at that cluster up at the left, and I think I still want to add one of the blue flowers up there as well. I think I'm just going to use one, and just so I can get that color in both clusters. And so this whole time I've been eyeballing that little frame bit, and I'm definitely going to get rid of it. I think if I had made the tails longer on it so that it could sit underneath the picture, it would have been fine, but it just feels weird. So off it goes. And this is my final tip for washi tape, which is use it to help you cover any mistakes. And so this one's a pretty easy one. It's close to the edge of the paper, so I'm just going to apply a light layer of washi and then a darker one on top. But even if it's like something in the center of the page, if you have a way where you can add some repetition so that it feels like it is tied to your design, then that's a good way to cover up any mistakes or flaws. So there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and add more of this trim that kind of looks like uh, the metal pieces on luggage. And I'm going to move that other one. I don't think I like it above the picture. It's going to go below. And then I think the last thing I'm going to do is add some white splatters. And I primarily do that off camera, but I will show you what it look. I'll hold it up and show you how those white splatters looked, as well as you'll be able to see them in the close-ups. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all enjoy a fabulous holiday of International Scrapbook Day. Check out all the details for the challenge and go ahead and submit those at the My Little Scrapbook Facebook group, and I will include a link for that as well. Have a great day, and if you enjoyed this video, hit like or subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Bye now.